Okay, good day, class. So for today, let's have the first topic, which is the plumbing. So you have already the copy of these slides. So you have here plumbing definition is the art and techniques in installing pipes, fixtures, and other apparatuses in buildings for bringing in the supply of liquid substances and or ingredients and removing them and such. Water, liquid, and other carried wastes hazardous to health, sanitation, life, and property, and also the pipes and fixture installed, pipes and fixtures after installation. For example, the plumbing system. Okay, the history of plumbing system here in the Philippines, that is in 1902, the plumbing trade was duly recognized by the government in the city of Manila. Master plumber John F. Haas became the first chief of the Division of Plumbing Construction and Inspection. A plumbing code of the Philippines is based on the plumbing code of the United States and was incorporated into the building code for the city of Manila. And then in 1935, the National Master Plumbers Association of the Philippines, or NAMPAP, was formally organized. And the Manila City Ordinance 2411, the plumbing code for the city of Manila, was enacted and placed under the Department of Public Service in Manila. Okay, and then in 1954, the Third Congress approved the House Bill number 962, which in June 18, 1955 became the Republic Act 1378, which is the plumbing law of the Philippines. Upon the ratification of President Ramon Magsaysay. And then on January 28, 1959, the National Plumbing Code of the Philippines, prepared by the NAMPAP, was promulgated and approved by the Malacanang. And then before the martial law in 1972, Republic Act number 6541, otherwise known as the Building Code of the Philippines, was passed with the National Plumbing Code of 1959 as referral code in full context. So the PRC adopted the revised plumbing code of 1999, which President Joseph Estrada approved on December 21, 1999, pursuant to the Section 4 of the RA 1378, known as the Plumbing Law. Okay, and these are the 22 basic principles of the plumbing code. So one, all premises intended for human use or habitation shall be provided with a supply of pure and wholesome water, neither connected to unsafe water supply nor subject to backflow or back siphonage. So it should be that all houses or human habitation buildings should have at least a pure water supply. And then for plumbing fixtures, for basic principle number 2, you have plumbing fixture devices and appurtenances shall be supplied with water in sufficient volume and pressure adequate to function satisfactorily and without undue noises. So it should have at least a minimum of sufficient in volume to be used in plumbing fixtures and devices. Then number 3, plumbing shall be designed and adjusted to the use of minimum quantity of water consistent in proper performance of cleaning. So there are devices that need sufficient water for them to clean or to make them use for there are plumbing devices that needs sufficient water so that you can perform its total performance. And then number 4, devices for heating and storing water shall be designed and installed as to prevent danger from explosion through overheating. So like what happened in Lebanon. Then number 5, you have every building about abutting on the streets, alley, or casement with a public sewer shall connect its plumbing fixtures to the sewer line. So it should be your plumbing fixture should be connected to the public sewer. And then number 6, each family dwelling units shall have at least one water closet, one kitchen type sink, a lavatory, and a bathtub or shower to meet the basic requirements of sanitation and personal hygiene. So it is a must. If you have a building, you should have at least one water closet and maybe a shower. Okay. And for number 7, plumbing fixtures shall be made of smooth, non-absorbent materials free from concealed fouling surfaces and shall be located in well-ventilated enclosures. So it should be that your toilet and bathroom should have minimum ventilation. It should have at least 10% ventilation, 10% of the area. And then the drainage system shall be designed, constructed, and maintained to safeguard against fouling, deposit of soil, clogging, and with adequate clean outs to arrange that the pipes may be readily cleaned. So it should be that your pipes, or based on the National Plumbing Code, if you have longer pipes, it should be that you put at least every 15 meters a clean out. Okay. So maybe we'll discuss further what is a clean out in our next topics, which is the fittings. And then number 9, all piping shall be of durable NAMPAP approved materials, free from defective workmanship, designed and constructed by the registered master plumber to ensure satisfactory services. So it should be that it is approved by the master plumber what piping you use during the installation. Okay. And then number 10, each fixture directly connected to the drainage system shall be equipped with a water seal trap, since all fixtures shall be or shall have a P-trap, so that you have the water seal trap. So maybe I will discuss that also in our future topics. You have the water seal trap. It is provided in our P-traps in fittings. Then number 11, the drainage piping system shall be designed to provide adequate circulation of air, free from siphonage, aspiration, or forcing of trap seal under ordinary use. So the drainage pipe should have at least ventilation. No? So there are design on how to install vents system in our piping system. Okay. Then number 12, vents terminal shall extend to the outer air. So it should be to the outer air. So it is called the vent through roof, and installed to prevent clogging and the return of foul air to the building. In some cases, there are also devices or opportunities used in replacement to the ventilation system. No? So example of these are the Studor. And then number 13, plumbing system shall be subjected to such test to effectively disclose all leaks and defects in the workmanship. So there are two type of tests as performed here in the Philippines. You have the water test and the air test. Okay. Number 14, you have a substance which will clog the pipes, produce explosive mixtures, destroy the pipes and their joint to, or interfere unduly with the sewage disposal process, shall not be allowed to enter the building drainage system. Okay, so like sanitary napkins, no? It should not be allowed to enter the drainage system. And then number 15, proper protection shall be provided to prevent contamination of food, water, sterile goods, and similar materials by backflow of sewage. So there are other fittings which called check valve so that the backflow of water can be prevented. Okay. And then number 16, so no water closet shall be located in a room or compartment which is not properly lighted and ventilated. So it should be that your toilet and bathroom is properly ventilated. So it should have a window opening of at least 10% of the area of your toilet and bathroom. Okay. And then number 17, if there is no water system in the area, suitable provision shall be made for the disposal of building sewage by some accepted method of sewage treatment and disposal such as septic tank. So in our case or in building construction now, it is required to have a septic tank, and maybe for our sewage treatment, after the septic tank, we will have seepage uh, pit, seepage pit. Okay. And then number 18, so where a plumbing drainage system may be subjected to backflow of sewage, suitable provision shall be made to prevent its overflow in the building. Okay, and then number 19, so you have plumbing system shall be maintained in serviceable condition by the registered master plumber. But in some cases, a registered master plumber is not a skilled plumber. So sometimes it should be that the plumbing system shall be maintained in serviceable condition by a skilled registered master plumber. Since in some cases, registered master plumber are not skilled in plumbing installation. No? So there are master plumbers who have or didn't study the technical skills for plumbers. Okay. So next, number 20, all plumbing fixtures shall be installed properly spaced to be accessible for their intended use. So therefore, you have a minimum distance. If ever you have the battery of fixture, you have the minimum distance of at least 0.7 meters. So for battery of fixture, meaning you have arrangement or many fixture, like for example in public toilet, no, there are many fixture or there are many water closet arranged, so there should have been they should have the proper space, like for the distance in between water closet, you should have at least 7.7 meters. No? Then number 21, plumbing shall be installed with due regard to the preservation of the strength of structural members and the prevention of damage to walls and other surfaces through fixture usage. So there are some plumbers that install their pipes embedded to the structural members like columns and beams. So you should have to cooperate with the structural engineers or civil engineers so that you cannot damage the structural members for that particular building. Okay, and then number 22, last basic principles of plumbing. So sewage or other waste from plumbing system which may be deleterious to surfaces or subsurface water shall not be discharged into the ground or into any waterways unless first rendered innocuous through subjection to some acceptable form of treatment. So for sewage waste class, it should be that it flows to your septic tank, and then the waste there should be collected, not to be discharged in waterways or any other areas. Okay. And then let's have the components of plumbing. First is the water distribution system. You have the potable water. And then next is the fire protection system. You can have the fire sprinkler system or the fire hydrant, and also the uh, stand pipes. That's that is for the fire protection system. And then the plumbing fixture, example, you have the water closet, the lavatory, the bathtub. So that is the plumbing fixtures. And then the sanitary drainage, you have the uh, waste line for water, no? Waste line uh, coming from your lavatory and from your shower. And then the storm drainage system, that is from your roof to the leader, from roof to gutter to leader, and then to your downspout. Okay, so that is storm drainage system. And the flow, you have the from the roof, then to your gutter, then to downspout, and to the catch basin. Okay, that is the flow for the storm drainage, and other for fuel gas piping system. Okay, for the nature of water, you have there the water cycle. So you already know the water cycle. There are three phases, three major phases of water cycle. Namely, you have the evaporation. So the evaporation, then the condensation, and lastly, you have the precipitation, so the rain. And then after the precipitation, you have the infiltration uh, of the rain. You have the percolation and the subsurface runoff. Okay. And then the plumbing cycle. So the components and flow in water system. The first is from the source. You have from lakes or from rivers or the reservoir, like in Mananga, in here in Buhisan, that is example of a reservoir. And then to the supply, so you have to water main, and then to storage tanks. And then for the distribution, you have the piping networks and the pressure pipes. Then after that, you have the usage in your building through plumbing fixtures. And then the collection, you can have it by gravity or in piping networks. And then the disposal, so coming from the plumbing fixture, so for the disposal, you have the sanitary or the storm drainage or sewers. And then from the disposal, there are areas that have water treatment plants. So you have the sewage treatment plants or the natural purification. Like for example, you have there the reed bed, okay, reed bed, and go back to the source. Okay, and then you have here the water function diagram. So you have from supply, and then you distribute it to the buildings and other houses, and then they use the waters. And for the collection, coming from the collection of water, you have the sewer lines and the drainage lines. After that, you have the disposal. So the flow of water and water carried waste should always be only in one direction, from supply to disposal. And then the two sides should always be carefully separated from each other, since from supply, this is potable. After the use, it is disposal. Okay, so that's all for this topic. So thank you. So see you on our next discussion. Thank you.